Thank you everyone for being here. We have some great schools presenting today. A couple of housekeeping items. First of all, remember that your camera and your microphone are off. Our panelists cannot see or hear you. If you do want to ask a question, please feel free to use the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen, and our presenters can choose to answer those individually, or we can answer those questions if they're general in nature at the end. Be sure to sign up for more sessions. This is one of many sessions taking place. Check back on the schedule at the website, and a recording of this will be available afterwards at stridescan.com/Hatboro-Horsham. And you can find that, and I've already put that address into the chat, so you can take a look at that. Thank you so much for being here, and without further ado, let me turn it over to our first presenter, Wentworth Institute of Technology.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm just putting on a timer just so that I can keep track, but my name is Marissa Najarian. I am from Wentworth Institute of Technology. Thank you guys so much for having me today, and let's get started. So Wentworth is located in Boston, Massachusetts. We are a smaller institution, so we have about 4,500 undergraduates, give or take. We do have a large focus on male, being 77%, 23% female, 6% identify as international, and 29% as Alana, which is African, Asian, Native American, and Latin. We do also have 5 schools within Wentworth, so I'm going to just do a quick breakdown of each of those. The first being School of Architecture and Design, School of Computing and Data Science, School of Engineering, School of Management, School of Science and Humanities. We also do have several 4+1 programs. So if at any point you are thinking about what you would like to do after undergraduate and you want to get an accelerated master's degree, we definitely offer those in these programs. But we got to focus on the undergraduate first. So why Wentworth? Well, to start off, we are an action-oriented learning experience. So from day one, you are working with the materials, the machinery that you would normally be working with in the field. We do have 2 state-of-the-art multi-million-dollar labs, including 3D printers and scanners, which all majors are allowed to go in and use. We also do have this lab that is actually currently in the picture right here, which is called our Accelerate Lab. So this is actually a location we encourage our students to collaborate with other majors to come up with their own projects and proposals that we're able to then help fund into actual, objects you can hold in your hands. To give a great example, we actually just had our biomedical engineering students come up with their own creation of a reusable K95 mask. So something that really sticks out about Wentworth, and I want you to think about when you think of Wentworth walking away from today, is that Wentworth requires all students to complete 2 co-ops in order to graduate, including, so that's 2 full-time internships. You're waking up during those 2 semesters, and I'll show you on the next slide of where that falls. But you're waking up every day, you're going to your job, you're coming back. You're not taking any normal classes during this period of time to really immerse yourself in the field, as well as that company itself. We do find that our students, because of this experience, have their starting salary at $64,000. 96% of our students get hired upon graduation, and some of the most popular or well-known companies down below are some that we've actually been able to connect students with, including Apple, Boston Children's Hospital, Collins Aerospace, iRobot, General Electric, and Raytheon, to name a few. So as I was talking about before, it falls within the spring of your junior year and fall of your senior year. We do have an optional during your sophomore year during the summer, or that is when, if you are specifically looking for the architecture major, it would fall within the sophomore and junior year, just because of the fact that we do have an opportunity for studying abroad in Berlin, and we want to make sure that that fits into your 4 years properly. To give a quick example, we have Liv, who actually graduated from our industrial design major. She did 3 internships over at Hasbro in their modeling department. We do have a very close-knit community because of our size. We do have a 16:1 faculty ratio. Average sizes are about 18. We do have 4 years of guaranteed residential housing on campus in Boston. So please make sure that you take a great opportunity and that it is required to live there on campus for your sophomore and freshman year. Student engagement, we do have 70 clubs and organizations on campus with 18 varsity NCAA Division III sports, 9 club sports, and then we are a part of the colleges of the Fenway. So Wentworth, Emmanuel, Simmons, Mass Pharmacy, and Mass Art have all agreed that our students can take classes at each other's institutions. So I am going to just jump to our admissions and financial aid because I see that I'm coming close to the end of the presentation. We do have 2 rounds of early action, the first one being November 15th, the second one being January 15th, and our regular decision being February 15th. We are on the Common App. Our application process, the only thing that really separates us out from other institutions is that we do require Algebra 2 or pre-calculus in order to make sure that you have a strong foundation in your math, and we are SAT and ACT optional. And I'm coming real close. We also do have merit-based aid, and that will be determined upon your application process. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much, Wentworth Institute of Technology. Our next school is Edinboro University in Pennsylvania.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ariel Phillips. I'm an admissions counselor here at Edinboro University. I'm actually also a 2-time alum from Edinboro, which gives me a nice perspective of both the student and the professional side of things. I'm gonna hit my timer as well before I make sure I'm not cutting too close as well. All right, so a little bit about Edinboro University. We are considered a smaller school. We're part of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education. We have around 4,000 students, 3,000 of those being our undergrad population. What this means is smaller classroom sizes. Our student-teacher ratio is about 15:1. So tons of networking experiences, research experience, all that good stuff with being able to really understand and know those professors and others in your program. At Edinboro, we have about 100 different majors. Some of our big ones is we are very much known for our art department. We have about 15 different concentrations just within the art department itself. Some of those big ones are going to be our animation department, graphic design, virtual world and media design, which is actually housed in our computer science department. We're very much known for education. We are top 10 teachers colleges in the state, as well as we are only one of 3 within the state of Pennsylvania that have the highest level accreditation, which is going to be that CAPE accreditation. Anything from early childhood, middle level, secondary, early childhood has a new concentration of deaf education, which is pretty neat for us. Another big thing is going to be our nursing department, as well as our business department. We also partner with LECOM Medical Center in Erie and do a lot with the pre-professional health and sciences, which are going to be pre-med, pre-dental, pre-physical therapy, occupational therapy, all that good stuff. Some good info about us. Again, our nursing program is ranked America's best in the East, 100% NCLEX passing rate, job rate, top 13 animation schools and public colleges. And then again, our School of Education is highly ranked as well. We're number 5 for game design schools and colleges in Pennsylvania. And then we have about 25 different graduate programs. Some of them are going to allow you to have that 4+1 option, which means potentially you could have that bachelor's, master's in and out in 5 years. And then about 90% of our graduates are either employed or attending a graduate program after their completion of their studies, with their starting salary being around $41,000. So the academics is why you go to school, but we obviously want you to have a reason to enjoy yourself and do things outside of the classroom. Here at Edinboro, we have about 140 different clubs and organizations, anything from intramural sports. We have 16 Division II sports, which means we're allowed to offer scholarship components. One of those are going to be Division I, which is our wrestling team. And then we also have a wheelchair basketball team and an esports league, which is pretty new to us as well. As for housing, we do guarantee housing for all 4 years. The housing that you see on that picture is going to be our Highlands, which are suite style housing. They're apartment styles. There's about 6 different options you can choose from. And then we also have traditional housing. The caveat to those is there are pet-friendly floors there. So if you have a small cat or dog, you could bring that to campus with you as well. So how to apply? Our application is open. We are on our app as well as the Common App. We are doing rolling admissions. So we are taking applications up to pretty much close to the semester starting. But a couple of those early action deadlines are going to be November 1 for early action and then February 1 for freshman priority deadline. Those deadlines are there as kind of a loose term. We like to say that the early bird catches the worm. So the sooner you apply, the sooner we can evaluate you for admissions and the more financial aid possibilities are afforded to you. How to apply our application again, our app or the Common App. We are test optional. There's a fee waiver code on our screen and I will put that in the chat for you for visiting with us today virtually. So that way, if you would decide to apply to Edinboro, you would not pay that application fee. One of the great things with our department, we have been able to offer merit-based scholarships to all incoming freshmen just based off of transcripts and possible SAT or ACT scores. Those start at $1,500 all the way up to $5,000 renewable for 4 years. And then also if you meet certain criteria, you would be invited to join the Honors College, which is an additional $1,000. Big numbers, tuition looks like this for in-state versus out-of-state. We are on a tuition freeze, so our tuition does not change as of right now. That room and board is where that bottom number can kind of dictate what that bottom number will look like. Again, that does not include any of that possible merit-based scholarship that would be there for you. So I breezed through it, but again, this is my contact information. I will throw it in the chat box for you. But thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll now go to our next college, Monmouth University.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I promise I will try my absolute best to be as brief as possible. So let's start looking at Monmouth by the facts and the figures. So these really are the framework of the entire Monmouth student experience. So Monmouth University is a private, mid-sized, co-educational, comprehensive university. We're located right about less than a mile from the beach, right on the coast of the beautiful Jersey Shore. So about an hour and a half away from you. Our undergraduate population is around 4,100 students and around 1,500 graduate students. And with those mid-sized numbers, we're actually able to maintain an average class size of 21 students a class. All this means is you're getting direct access to our faculty, and we cap all of the classes off at 35 students. So no big lecture halls. And then we do have that 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So again, you just get to connect with faculty in a more meaningful way. We like to say at Monmouth, hawks fly together. Not a statement that's technically true in nature, but it is something that we live by and that we see on campus all the time. We're a really tight-knit campus community with a big school feel, definitely in terms of athletics and school spirit and student activities and involvement on campus. And then for students looking to pursue, engaging academic and extracurricular activities, Monmouth is a really great place as well. talk a little bit more about our location. So as I mentioned, we're right in the heart of West Long Branch, New Jersey. So we are only a mile from the beach. You can't beat this. You could walk there after class, study there, hang out there with friends. But our actual campus itself is beautiful and historic. You can see this picture in the middle. This is where I'm sitting right now with this bookshelf behind me. So we're in the Great Hall right now. We have tons of historical sites on campus as well. And then we are about an hour from New York, about an hour and a half from Philly. So when you're thinking about internships, co-op opportunities, we're in a really fantastic location. And then the local area makes up a lot of the Monmouth experience as well. So just 5 miles away is Asbury Park, a really historic town with a huge boardwalk. And then about 6 miles away, we have Red Bank, which is a downtown area with lots of shops, lots of restaurants. Shopping and eating are my 2 favorite things to do. So I love hanging out around in the local area. And then on campus, there's tons of things happening as well. So about 85% of our first year students actually do choose to live on campus. And the campus experience is intentionally designed to encourage our students to really grow in their relationships and be active part in that local community that I was discussing. It's also good to remember that we do have over 100 different clubs and organizations. I think most recently we're at 129. So there's tons of different ways to get involved. And then this snapshot on the screen is just a sampling of some of those 100 plus clubs and orgs. Just to name a few, we have our WMCX, which is our student-run radio station. We have a C-Sharps a cappella group. We have a dance team and a pep band that perform for our Division I athletics. And then we have Greek clubs, cultural clubs, academic clubs, social clubs, and tons of ways to get involved. And then outside of the traditional clubs and organizations, we do have 24 Division I sports teams on campus. The newest addition to that is women's rowing. They just added that to our roster this fall. So we're super excited about those expansions as well. Our communication students are interning with ESPN3 through our Monmouth Digital Network, reporting, filming, photographing some of these 24 Division I sports teams as well. And although Monmouth is a fun place to be socially, we do really want to focus on the academic side. So I always like to ask the question, what do you want your education to do for you specifically? And we encourage you to find your passion at Monmouth. So we build experiential education into the curriculum. So essentially what this means is we're supplementing your classroom time with out of the classroom experiences. So for example, on the screen, our marine and environmental biology and policy students, they're tracking and tagging sharks right off of the coastal waters. Our nursing students are doing clinical rotations at 2 local hospitals in the area. Our education students are doing a year-long student teaching internship essentially in their senior year. So even if you don't know what you want to study, you could rest assured that every single major at Monmouth, you will be required to get that hands-on out of the classroom experiences as well. And then the last thing I want to touch upon with about a minute left is a list of our different majors. So we have over 30 different majors at Monmouth. I always get asked, what are your most popular majors? So just in terms of enrollment numbers, business, communication, education, health studies, those are really popular. But we also have some really unique majors as well. We just introduced a new dual degree program in criminal justice and social work to give students a social work foundation before going out there in the criminal justice field. We have that marine and environmental biology and policy program. Where else better to study marine life than a mile from the beach? We even have a music industry program which focuses on the production and business side of music. So some really unique majors as well. And then we have a variety of 200 plus degree pathways to get your bachelor's and master's degree. So with that, I think my time is up. So I will stop sharing my screen, and thank you so much for listening to me today.
Thank you so much, Monmouth University. We'd now like to turn over to our next school, Seton Hall University. Welcome.
Awesome, thank you. So thank you for joining us today, everyone. My name is Ian Kroll, one of our assistant directors of admissions here at Seton Hall. So we are not too far away from Monmouth, actually, but we're over in South Orange, New Jersey. So probably about an hour and a half away from you guys. We are about 25 minutes outside of New York City by train from the great town of South Orange, which is a really nice balance for our students. As you can see from this first picture, we do have that beautiful kind of traditional college campus green right in the center of campus. So it is a nice residential, traditional college experience, but at the same time, you do have that excellent access to New York City, which is really great for internship opportunities, job shadow opportunities, which are all things we do really well. And then of course, just, all sorts of fun and things to do outside the classroom, great spot to bring your parents for dinner, things like that. So a little bit about us here. So we are in that nice kind of small to medium sized school with about 6,000 undergraduates. We are 55% female, 45% male. We have our average class size of about 20. We are number 4 in the nation for internship opportunities and 93% employment rate within 6 months of graduation. Again, that location being a big factor in that. We have a really strong alumni network for our students. That is, a big benefit for them for job shadow days, for events on campus. We just built about 2-3 years ago now. Actually, our admissions building is also a beautiful event space. So a lot of really great opportunities for our students on campus. We have over 90 majors and different programs to choose from, split between a few different schools. So we have, our traditional College of Arts and Sciences, which would just be that, liberal arts core of the university. It's home to the most majors where we have the most students. We also have a great College of Education, School of Nursing, School of Health and Medical Science, which both of those programs are now located on our Interprofessional Health Science campus up the road in Nutley, New Jersey. And then we also have our School of Diplomacy, Stillman School of Business, and then College of Communication and the Arts as well. So a lot of different options for our students to choose from. And again, what's nice about our size is that you are able to, major, double major, major, minor across the different colleges within the university. We also, have a great leadership program for students who are interested in getting a little more experience, outside the classroom, help develop your professional skills for post-college. So what this is it started in our business school, but now every college within the university has a cohort for the Buccino Leadership Institute, and it's a co-curricular invite program that you'd be invited to apply for as an incoming freshman. And you would then, have a leadership mentor with you throughout the next 4 years. You would do a bunch of different leadership training stuff, learn how to lead a meeting, learn how to be a team member in a meeting, all sorts of really excellent things. They allow you to implement ideas on campus. So really great opportunities for students who do want that kind of extra level of leadership training. So we do, are currently welcoming people to campus. So we have opportunities to come both virtually or in person. We also have a few open houses coming up, which are a great way to see campus, as well as learn more about your major, specifically your program. Specifically, we have one coming up actually in a couple, about next weekend, actually, October 24th. So that would be a great way to come see campus. We are also in the middle of application season, of course, and we do 2 early action deadlines of November 15th and December 15th. The non-binding admissions, what's nice about those is we try and send out our first round of acceptances. So if you apply by November 15th, you'll hopefully have your acceptance letter by the latest of December 15th. So that's a big benefit. We also do scholarships automatically. So we review your application for both admission and scholarship. And then we do have some great opportunities for some smaller scholarships, which you can find on our website as well. And then use the FAFSA for financial aid, for need-based aid. And with that, I'll hand it over to our next presenter.
Thank you very much, Seton Hall. We'll now turn it over to the University of Scranton.
Yep, thank you so much, Greg. Also, just pull up PowerPoint. All right, everybody. So my name is Joe DiBenedetto. I'm an admissions counselor at the University of Scranton. I'm also an alumni. I graduated with the class of 2020, where I studied health administration. And originally, I'm from a small town, New Providence, New Jersey, which is actually right near Seton Hall. And here at Scranton, we are a proud Jesuit and Catholic university. What that means is that we accept people from all backgrounds, traditions, religions, beliefs, all of that. It's just a super easy way to practice your faith here if you want to, if you choose to. What being from a Jesuit background means is that we really have our students think outside the box when they're in the classroom, when they're outside the classroom. They're learning how to be the best version of themselves. So when it's time to cross that stage, for graduation, they're more than ready to take on their next goal or next chapter they may have in life. And a big term you'll hear being from a Jesuit university, especially from Scranton, is cura personalis, which means care of the entire person. So we define that as devoting all of our personal attention onto each and every one of our students. So we really care how our students are doing academically. We also really care how they're doing socially and spiritually as well. And we are located in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So I believe it's just around under 2 hours from Horsham. So definitely that great location to get away from home, get the new experience on your belt, but when it's time to come home for breaks, pretty easy and convenient to get a ride back home from. And here at Scranton, this is more Scranton by the numbers. So we are a medium to smaller size school with around 3,800 undergraduate students. When I was a student, I thought that was a perfect size for a college. It's definitely not one of those big state schools. It's also definitely not one of those super, super small schools where you're walking around campus, you're obviously saying hi to people, but you don't know everything about, that students, aunts, uncles, dogs, cats, whatever it may be. So that perfect balance of keeping those bonds and friendships you made with friends throughout your first few semesters, big enough to meet new people along the way, no matter what year you're in. We also have the average class size of 20, that 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So it's also super easy to be supported in the classroom, make, easy friends with the students in the classroom, but also really getting that one-on-one attention with that professor as well. Our professors are a big part of that sense of community, like I talked about, which I'll talk about throughout this presentation. That's students interacting with other students, our students interacting with our professors, but also our students interacting with our alumni as well. So it really is a full circle of genuine Scranton relationships, connections, that could take you a long way, not just as a current student, but as an alumni as well. And the last number we'll talk about on this slide is our 89% first year retention rate. Just shows that our students love their time here at Scranton. They love coming back for the fall. I always like to say it's a happy place with happier people. I know that's a super cheesy saying, but I say it to all the students I talk to. And here at the university, it's super easy to find that interest. You're able to pursue that passion as well, whether it be something in the sciences, the helping professional world, the business world, whatever it may be. We have a wide variety of majors and minors for our students to choose from. For our students to mix and match these different majors and minors. So if you want to study something, you're more than encouraged to add that as another major, add that as another minor, applicable to your schedule. And we also encourage our students to mix and match these different majors and minors. So if you don't know, if you don't know what you want to study, we're super welcoming for undecided students and being able to really test the waters within a bunch of our programs and minors. We also offer a number of graduate programs, concentrations, honors programs. We have pre-health and pre-law advisory programs. So, like I said, really are supported in the classroom, outside the classroom as well, with our faculty student research programs as well. So really super easy to get that real life experience within the sciences, especially within our research opportunities. And here at Scranton, we're super proud of where our students are going after graduation. These are just some graduate law and medical schools our students head into after their time here at Scranton. We're also super proud of how fast they are getting there. The class of 2020 had a 99% success rate within 1 year of graduation. The class of 2019, 2018 had a 99 and a 98% success rate within 6 months of graduation. So how we define this success rate is that our students are either working full-time, engaging in a full year of service, or going to that graduate law or medical school. And a big reason why our students are prepared for success is our Center for Career Development. They help all of our students and alumni identify career-related employment opportunities for themselves. So they'll help with resume writing, job search assistance, LinkedIn assistance, mock interviews. This could be a service you use the first day you step onto campus or 1, 5, 10+ years after graduating as well. So it really circles back that support you're going to get here at Scranton, not just as a current student, but as alumni, as for years to come afterwards as well. So that's something we always emphasize in here at the university. And here at Scranton, you are guaranteed 4 years of housing. So you never have to be forced to find your own living, find your own dorm, apartment, whatever it may be. That's definitely not the case here at Scranton. And you are required to live on campus throughout your first 2 years, as long as you're not in commuting distance. And students do have the opportunity to live off campus if they want to throughout their junior and senior years. Our off-campus housing is located just across the street from our on-campus housing. So it's not like those students are considered commuters or they need a car if they're living off campus, just as maybe a 2 to 3 minute walk to our college campus every day. And we also have light housekeeping for our students living on campus. So that's where our maintenance staff and team will clean the bathrooms, take out your trash, vacuum your rug, all that fun stuff throughout your first 2 years living on campus. So super easy to stay clean, stay neat throughout your years living on campus here at Scranton. And we also take pride in how easy it is to get involved on campus. We have over 80+ clubs and organizations. So you can join as many clubs as you like, start as many clubs as you like, lead as many clubs as you like. We are definitely not one of those suitcase schools Our students are not going home on the weekends. There's always something to do for all of our students, whether it be commuters, on-campus students, off-campus students, to have fun while being on campus here at Scranton, whether it be having big musicians, magicians, comedians come onto our college campus, or doing big movie nights, trivia nights, game nights, whatever it may be. Really help out all of our students. And we also have 23 varsity sports across our men's and women's level. And at the application, we do offer the early action deadline November 15th. We are free on the Common App as well. And that preferred deadline for first year applications is March 1st. And we are test optional for all of our programs. And we also do merit-based scholarships and financial aid. They're automatic review. So you apply to Scranton, you're automatically guaranteed review for merit-based scholarship. And then FAFSA, big thing here is just filing for the free application for federal student aid for everything you would need on the need-based side. And that's all the information as well. I see my time is coming up. And then this is just our last picture. We are doing in-person visits, in-person open houses Monday through Saturday, or in-person open houses Monday or Sunday, October 24th, Sunday, November 7th. So definitely feel free to check those out as well. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, the University of Scranton. And we'll turn it over to our last presenter, Millersville University.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you if you stuck it out this far in our presentation. My name is Josh. I'm Assistant Director of Admissions at Millersville University. I'm joined today by my colleague, Leah Ferguson, who's also here with us as well. So we're really happy to be here and spend some time with you. Millersville University is one of the state schools in Pennsylvania. We are sister schools with Edinboro, and we're actually the very first state school in Pennsylvania, located not too far from you all, right in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So again, this is me, my contact information. That was my pre-COVID haircut. So if you have any questions during or after our presentation, feel free to get in touch. But to get started, not many people know that our president at Millersville University is actually a king from Ghana, Africa. So not many colleges can say that their president is also a king, but that's exactly who we have at Millersville. So we do receive Ghanaian delegations on our campus. He's taken students with him to Africa before as well, but his wife makes a wicked peanut soup if anyone's into African cuisine. Now, Dr. Wuba is extremely intelligent, very compassionate. We're very lucky to have him as our 15th president at Millersville. Okay. So since we are not too far from you all, if you have any family members who have graduated from Millersville, parents, aunts, uncles, things like that, what you need to know is that Millersville has changed a lot, especially in the last 10 years. So we used to be known as a teacher's college, but now our nickname in Pennsylvania is the Ivy League of the state system, because we here at Millersville produce more students who go on for advanced degrees than any of the other 13 state schools in the Commonwealth. And because our academics are so strong here, we've got programs that none of the other state schools in Pennsylvania even offer. So if you're looking for hard to find programs like meteorology, artificial intelligence, graphic design with a BDES degree, or something like plant sciences, we're going to have all of that stuff and much, much more. Okay, so as you guys can see, we're located not too far from you all. We're about an hour west of Philadelphia. So once you get on the turnpike, you just go straight west and then you'll come to Lancaster. We're also really close to Hershey Park. So if you've ever been to Hershey Park before, then you've been really right in our backyard. Okay. We've got over 100 different programs to pick from. Some of our top majors are programs like education, biology, business, but we also have a ton of really great programs in things like psychology, social work, criminology, anthropology, and we offer master's and doctoral degrees as well. So our academics are top-notch at Millersville, and they should be. That's why we want you to come to us. But we have a ton of things to do outside of the classroom as well. We've got fraternities and sororities. We've got religious organizations, a television station, a marching band, football team. Our swimming pool on campus even has a sound system in it, so you can hear music when you're underwater. So whether you're the kid who wants to go to college to make friends from all around the world, or maybe you're the gamer that has the headphones on until 3 a.m. blowing up zombies, there are people like you on our campus. So at a place like Millersville, you never have to be alone. Now, Leah is one of our recent graduates, so I'm going to ask her really quickly, Leah, were you involved in any clubs or organizations when you were a student?
Yes, I was. I was very involved in undergrad, and I was in different organizations. I was probably in about like 4 or 5 in my total of 4 years of undergrad. So highly involved. Started at Org Outbreak, and I hit the ground running my freshman year. So yeah, highly involved.
Awesome, thank you. All right, now because of time, we're going to skip over to this. So if you're like me and you like to sleep, the places where our students sleep are our brand new suite style residence halls. These residence halls are really nice and you will like them when you see them. No cinder block walls, air conditioning, Wi-Fi, cable, and parking for freshmen. So if you're a freshman at college and you have a car, you are welcome to bring a car with you. Another thing that's nice to know about Millersville is we are the only state school in the Commonwealth that does dining in-house. So at Millersville, all of our food comes fresh and local. We have our own executive chefs, pastry chefs, sous chefs, and if you have any dietary restrictions, any gluten allergies, or anything like celiacs, we're also very happy to work with you, okay? Now, in terms of cost, Millersville is one of only 2 schools in the entire Commonwealth on what's called the per credit model. So at Millersville, you only pay for the classes that you take. So if you take 5 classes with us, you pay for 5 classes. If you take 4, then you only pay for 4. But the number on your screen here is based off of 5 classes a semester, which is typical for our students. And last but not least, if you are interested in applying, Millersville has no application fee, and you're able to apply to us over the Millersville app or the Common App. We accept AP scores of 3 or higher, and we accept most dual enrollment scores with a grade of C or higher, but you'd want to send us a transcript to be sure. Leah, was there anything I missed out on that you wanted to add?
No, you covered it all.
Perfect. Then we thank you all for your time and we hope you come visit.
Thank you, Millersville. We have a couple minutes left, so I'd like to invite everybody, all of our presenters, to turn on their camera. And we'll just throw out a question for some of our audience. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process as it relates to high school kids, or what they would find, or your school in particular? We'll start with the same order that we presented. Wentworth?
Thank you. So some advice that I would give through the process is, of course, making sure, I know that it sounds silly, but making sure that someone else reads your essay, and definitely write something regarding the essay that inspires you or maybe gives more insight. I know I can probably speak for my colleagues in the sense that we are really trying to look for you as an individual to make sure that our colleges are the right choice for you and that you are the right choice for us. So the more information we can get on who you are and what makes you tick is going to be a lot more helpful.
Thank you. Edinboro University, any advice?
Yeah, so I would recommend make sure you're visiting schools. You really won't know if that's going to be your home, because that's, at the end of the day, that's your home for the next 4 or however many years you decide to pursue your degrees in higher ed. Decide whether you want to be on a traditional campus setting or if you want to be in a city setting. You may love a certain program, but not love where it's located. So make sure you're doing your research, physically going to see as many colleges as you can, even if it's just your top 3 that you're really interested in, and see if you can see yourself living there and being happy in that campus, in that community, the surrounding areas, and just making sure it's a place you want to call home.
Thank you. How about Monmouth University? Any advice?
Sure. I mean, I echo Marissa and Ariel's statements. You know, the essay is really important, and visiting campus is a way that you're going to figure out if you feel at home, you know, at the schools you're looking at. I guess my one short piece of advice would be take the time to think about who you want to write those letters of recommendation for you. At least at Monmouth, we only require one. We'll accept up to 6, but I personally would rather read one really strong letter of recommendation than read 6 letters of recommendation from people who can't really speak on, your merit as a student or, your work ethic. So start thinking about who you want to write those for you, and also expand your mind. It doesn't have to be a teacher or a guidance counselor. It can be an organization leader. It could be a sports coach, just not mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, right? But just start getting some thought into who you want to write those letters.
Thank you very much. Seton Hall, any advice?
Yeah, awesome advice so far from everyone. I would say another good piece would be to utilize us as admissions counselors. We're here to help you through the process. So don't be afraid to reach out, send us an email, give us a call, and ask questions about Seton Hall or whatever university you're interested in. Ask about application process, ask, really anything. That's what we're here for. We're here to help make sure that you'll find the best fit for you as well. So, whether or not it is one of our schools, always feel free to reach out because we want what's best for you guys, and ultimately want to help you find the right spot for you.
Thank you very much. University of Scranton.
Yep, I definitely agree with what everybody else has said. Ask those questions when you're on a tour. Ask about the food, ask about the residence halls, ask about the internship opportunities and whatnot. I would say my biggest advice going through the college process is really just try to envision yourself to places you're applying to, places you're touring at, and you really listen. I know it sounds cheesy, but really listen to your gut, listen to what you can really see yourself at, and like Edinboro said, that where you can call home and whatnot. So I would definitely say those are all awesome points and awesome points for advice for someone going through that process.
Thank you. And Millersville going last, unfortunately. Sorry. Anything else to add?
Yeah, we definitely echo what our colleagues at Edinboro and Scranton said. It's really important to have a strategy when you're doing your college search. My advice to my students who are juniors are come up with a pie in the sky list of top 10 colleges and do your best to visit those top 10 junior year. Then senior year, if you can make it to your top 3 to their open house event, that's usually a pretty good way to start to narrow things down. But yeah, visiting campus, very important.
Is it possible for me to say something as well? Okay, for the advice, a presenter actually told me in my undergrad, college is not the best 4 years of your life, it's the first 4 years of your life. And speaking about that, in a whole college entire process, you want to go where you are able to seize opportunities, and opportunities is exactly where you are able to, build that foundation for yourself. So I will always say, when you look at colleges, think about opportunities and what can you seize in those first 4 years of your life.
Well, thank you so much for all of the advice today. And thank you for everyone for joining us. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for additional sessions. And you'll be able to remember to find a recording of this session, as well as all of the other sessions, at strivescan.com/Hatboro-Horsham. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.